So my X55 has recently started to have a ghosting issue, so I took it apart to see what's going on. Yeah, it's not good. So I have my ghosting issue, unlike what other people have been finding with is with buttons, but mine's actually with my analog axis on the throttle. So I took it apart, and so as you can see, so this knob is rotary too, so you can see it's working fine now. But if I move the cable around, you can see it's jittering and going crazy. I'm just doing this. So, and this cable basically goes from the main processor board through the throttle, the other side, come out the other side, and goes to the throttle itself. And what's happening is, if this thing will focus, focus. Come on. Anyway, so you can see these cables, they're just, the insulation is completely broken, and it's only strands of wires. So this brown one here as well. Here, this one, you can see it's like kinked 90 degrees. The insulation is broken. So these wires are now designed for repeated bending. I mean, they're just stiff PVC cables. So the fact that they're using it on the throttle, which is moving back and forth, and you can see this one's even worse. On this side, it's completely broken. So that's going to be a pain in the ass to fix. You're going to have to replace the entire wiring loom. Okay, so half an hour later, well, actually, like an hour later, as you can see, I've completely removed the broken pieces of wires and spliced in these thinner, more flexible wires. That was a pain in the ass. There's 14 wires altogether, so that means you need to 14 times 4 ends you gotta tin with your solder, and yeah, all those wires need to be soldered together, stripped. Yeah, no, it's not fun. And I got another one to do, but the good news is this is not working, and I can move the wire around however I want. It doesn't cause any jitter. And here's an example of what's happened to one of the wires. You can see it's just the insulation's broken, and it's only held down by a couple strands. And if this was the cable that's connected to one of your buttons, that's gonna cause ghost button presses, because this is gonna be just a terrible contact. And this one's still connected, and some of the other ones are, the only insulation's connected. The actual wires themselves are not really connected. Okay, 3 hours later, everything's finally back together. There's another 8 wires you have to replace on throttle 1. And this also has a grounding, this black grounding wire that goes to the encoder, which is soldered here, what you had to remove. Yeah, and this thing is filled with this and just grease everywhere, skids on everything, and you can't wash it off with soap. It's disgusting. Yeah, so if you were doing this, I would suggest you put on some podcasts and have a spare 3 hours to, do all the wires one by one. It's going to take a while. And they could have avoided this whole problem by simply using, better quality wires, silicone insulation wires with flexible copper strands. It would cost them like 50 cents more. I mean, it almost seems like they rushed the product out of the door. I mean, I still think it's a good joystick. It's just it's a shame that it's let down by this simple problem with the wires. Yeah, so if you're gonna attempt this, good luck. Another option maybe, if you could find the correct connector sizes, correct connectors for them. I think this is like a JST something or other. That's a 7x2. If you could find the right ones, then you can replace the whole cable loom without having to solder anything. So that'd be nice, but you gotta make sure you find the right sizes and right length. It's not trivial. I don't know. This, I still think this is it's a nice product. I'm not sure if the new ones Mad Cat's coming out with has the same problem. It's worth taking off the cover and just have a look inside your throttle base and just see what the conditions your wires are in. I mean, you could put in some mechanical strain reliefs on your wires, and that may be easier than having to replace them once they're broken.